How would it be if you were able to have more luck in your life, win more often, manifest better things, be able to attract more money, more love, more opportunities, more clients, more sales, more success? Doesn't that just sound amazing? Well, I'm here to tell you that you can absolutely have those things. And it all really starts with something that's so simple to do. And I'm going to spill the beans in this video and tell you how you can get that. So, for those of you who don't know me, I'm Victoria Gallagher. I'm the Law of Attraction hypnotist, #1 best-selling author of the book Practical Law of Attraction, the creator of the magical BELIEVE Hypnosis App with over 1,000 hypnosis sessions, and the founder of the powerful Manifestor Mastermind community, where we are manifesting amazing things together. So let's talk a little bit about this magical, very simple thing that you can do that's going to help you to elevate yourself to the next level in your life. And that thing is focusing on your wins. It's really that simple. When you begin to take a moment each day, even though it may not seem at first that there are things that you're winning at in your life, maybe it doesn't feel that way because you've had a streak of bad luck, or you've had a streak of negativity, or things just have not worked out in your favor. And trust me, I have been in that same spot before, and I know how easy it is to let yourself go down those negative tubes, those negative tunnels. But I'm here to tell you there's like nothing good down that path. And that path is so easy for people to negatively spiral. And I'll be very vulnerable. I'll share with you a little story that happened to me along the way to when I was building my Believe Hypnosis app. And when I very first got started on building this app, and the developers that I hired turned out that they did not have the all the experience of building these famous name brand apps that they told me that they had built, and that they were going to build mine in the next 3 months, to be the same, if not better, because the technology had improved so much since they had built supposedly those apps. Well, it turned out that they had not. And it turned out a 3 month period ended up taking over 2 years to bring to fruition. And not only that, but I ended up having to break up with that development team and go into another development team, which basically ended up robbing me and charging me crazy amounts of money to get literally nothing accomplished. And so that I went on to developer three, and then that developer was, really good, but for whatever reason, just the code being kind of crappy, he just didn't, he just didn't want to take it on. So on to developer four. Well, all I'm trying to explain to you here by sharing that story, I mean, I could go on and on about it. What started happening for me is I really started to lose a lot of hope and a lot of faith in people, people keeping their word with me, not even really being able to trust people. But not only that, in the back of my mind, I was constantly in a place of cussing these people out and, telling myself, like what liars people are, and all of that. Well, and I knew better because I do this work, but I'm here to tell you that it doesn't really matter how long you've been doing any of this work. I've been doing this for 25 years, and there's times where I have been just on my game, and then there's times where you can just fall down and you can get knocked down and knocked down and knocked down. And the worst thing that you can do when you get knocked down like that is to allow yourself to settle for unproductive, ineffective, inefficient ways of thinking, which I allowed myself to do. And I allowed myself to get into a horrible vibration where I would wake up every morning feeling the stress, feeling the anxiety, and first thing in the morning thinking, dreading that I was going to have to talk to these people and really wanting so badly to give up on this project and really feeling like, what have I gotten myself into? So, fast forward to now, of course, this app has really become a movement, and the people who have downloaded and used this app, I'm constantly hearing about all the wonderful success stories. And so, had I given up on that, I would have robbed these people of the chance to find me through my app, find relief through this app. I have literally been in tears from some of the things that people have shared. And this isn't a promotion of my app by any means. This is my story and how I live my life. This is my business. This is everything to me. So I'm sharing a vulnerable situation that happened and how I managed to pull myself out of it. And how I managed to pull myself out of that is I began to, of course, realize and remember the very basic and most simple thing is to begin to turn your attention away from those bad things that are, clearly it's not that you're pretending like they don't exist. You acknowledge that they're there and you can even feel whatever you feel about that situation. You just don't dwell on that. You don't stay stuck there because it's a trap. When you fall through the trap door of negative thinking, that leads you to a very dark place. And a lot of people, including maybe you who's watching this, are finding themselves in a very dark place right now where they don't want to get out of bed. They don't want to strive for more. They just kind of feel a little lost. And what I'm here to tell you is that no matter how deep you have gotten yourself into that dark place, there's hope. And the, when I told you initially that it's the simplest thing, what I mean is that it's not necessarily the easiest thing. I want to make a distinction. Sometimes the simplest things that you can do are also the hardest things. It's simple to say, I'm going to start a new habit, and it's very simple. If you're going to start a new habit of getting up every day at 5 a.m., it's simple. All you need to do is set your alarm for 5 a.m., and when the alarm clock goes off, you get up. It's simple. Is it easy? If you've been getting up at 10, or 9 or even 8, getting up at 5 is not going to be easy, but it's simple. Do you understand the difference? So, what I'm explaining to you is the simplest way to pull yourself out of a bad place or a negative place, a low vibe. The simplest thing to do is to change what you choose to give your attention, focus, and energy to. And that's also for a lot of times people, it's the hardest thing to do. And the reason why it is the hardest thing to do is because of your subconscious mind. And your subconscious mind, unfortunately, we were brought up in a society in the world where the vast majority of the things that we hear, whether it's from television, whether it's from friends that we listen to, from our colleagues, from anywhere, from the news, wherever you're getting input from, the vast majority of that is negative. And also, the vast majority of the thoughts that you are thinking are underneath the surface where you can't even necessarily catch them. You're thinking roughly 50 to 70,000 thoughts in a given day, and about 90% of them are negative, and about 90% of them are also unconscious. So you're not even aware of them. So it kind of feels like a little hopeless when I say that, right? But the fact of the matter is, you only need to start to become aware of the thoughts that you catch. You know, when you start to realize that, oh, I'm starting to go down that rabbit hole again. And to turn that around is a simple matter of saying to yourself, what do I really want to manifest right now? And what am I focusing on? Oh, I'm focusing on this bad thing. I'm focusing on this negative thing. Well, guess what? The more you focus on that, the more you're going to be bringing that about. The more you focus on winning, you begin to change your brain. You begin to rewire your brain, and you can begin to do this in a matter of days. Many of the powerful manifestors in my community have been turning their thoughts around in a matter of days. It requires consistency. It requires support. They have accountability buddies that help them to keep their word to themselves, because that's the other part of this process, is keeping your word to yourself. When you do the things that you say that you're going to do, when you follow up and you say, I am going to get up at 5 in the morning, and you do get up at 5, something happens in your brain that says, okay, this is the type of person who is powerful, confident, keeps their promises, keeps their word to themselves. As you do that more and more, you begin to build up a power in your word. You see, your word is really the only thing that you have to create your whole reality. It's just your word. Your word, one of my favorite self quotes is, your word is your power to create. And when you honor your word, and I'm kind of getting off into a little bit of a tangent here, let me bring that back around to the winning. So when you focus on that I am a winner, and you begin to focus on all the things, just find one thing today, right now. You can do this, that you have won, even if it's the most simple thing, that you won because you found this video. And maybe this video will actually hit you in such a profound way that you decide that you're going to start to do this, that you decide that you're going to start to focus on more of what's going right and less of what's going wrong. Because the more that you focus on what's going right and you begin to look for those things, at the end of the day, our community members are asked to tell us one thing, one win each day that happened. It could be a big thing, could be a small thing. And when you are looking for those things, and even for myself, I noticed at first it felt like I'm not winning, like I need to come up with something. And so then I started to really direct my attention, my energy, and my focus to ask myself, well, how am I winning? And every moment throughout the day, I'm asking myself, how am I winning? And your subconscious mind has to answer that. Your subconscious mind has to say, and show you the wins. See, when you're kind of walking around thinking like, oh, nothing ever goes my way, that's what you're looking for. That's what you're creating. So if you just choose right now to start to focus on something that's going right, the universe, your subconscious mind, the superconscious God, infinite intelligence, whatever you want to label this as, that power that is within you, it begins to remap itself and it begins to naturally rewire and look for more wins. When you are looking for more wins, then you are going to win more often. And when you win more often, you become a person who wins. Like you're literally changing who you are. You're not any longer needing to force yourself to find wins. At some point, this just becomes more of a natural process. And of course, through my tools in my Believe app, with hypnosis, with meditation, with doing more work on yourself, with journaling, with reading the right books, consuming the right amount of content, the right kind of content, with surrounding yourself with very positive, high vibe people who talk like this, it becomes normal. It becomes natural. And you become that person who wins. And when you become the person who wins, then you become more confident. You become more motivated. And you win more often. And that's how it works. It goes through a very logical, mental, emotional, and belief oriented process. This is all internal work. For those of you who are sitting there wishing and hoping and praying and waiting for the universe, okay, or God to come to your rescue without you doing anything to change yourself from the inside, without you taking action, without you changing your mindset and aligning yourself with that version of you who is a winner. And we're all winners here. You right now who is watching this, you're a winner. And I'm not going to get into all of the numbers of the possibility of you actually even existing and being here and making it to this point, just you being born. There's these statistics that I'm just not going to get into, but just the statistics of you being born is like something like 1 in 40 billion. I mean, it's a crazy amount. And so you already won. And if you were somebody that was born out of 1 in 42 billion possibilities, and all the possibilities that led up to this point right now, your life, it means something. Your life is meaningful, and you're destined for greatness. But you just have to look for those opportunities to allow yourself to show up as the great person that you're always meant to be. So, right now, I am going to invite you to do something that I, with all my heart and soul, I have poured my whole life into creating this most special place. And some people actually call this now the happiest place on earth. And I have had people having some just incredible breakthroughs in this place. People have doubled their income. People have gotten jobs. They've gotten new clients. They've gotten more sales. So many incredible things. They've gotten tasks done that they've been putting off for months or maybe even years. And we're all working on ourselves and we're all becoming better people. So why wouldn't I want everyone in the world to come and experience that? Why would I want to rob you from that opportunity? So I'm inviting you right now to come join us. Come hang out in this magical place. And I say manifesting is not magic, but the friendships and the camaraderie and the joy that is being created here with this group of people, this community that's happened only less than 30 days ago. The way that everybody has come together, it's like the right people are finding themselves at the right place and at the right time. And I know that the reason you're still here and you're still watching this is because it's the right time for you. So I'm just going to ask to join us. It's a 7-day free trial, and you can check it out. We are going to have something amazing happening starting November 1st. It's the 21-day manifesting challenge. I'm going live with you. You're going to interact with me and the rest of the community for 21 days, for about a half an hour a day. And there's going to be a worksheet, there's going to be some meditations, there's going to be an activity each day. And it's all about that focused energy, that focused intention on you becoming a winner and you manifesting amazing things in your life. And I know you can do it. I know that the person who's here watching this video wants more. You want more. And so if you'd like to join us, I'd love to have you. So all you need to do is just click the link below and come join us. And also, you can download my Believe Hypnosis app to help you with the rewiring. It's a free app, totally free download. Just go to the App Store, type in Believe. You're going to see all the amazing transformations when you look at the reviews that people have had by using this app. And it almost brings me to tears when I see all the amazing reviews that people have, the life transformations that have happened through just listening to this app. So those two things are two life-changing decisions that you could make right now that will literally be having you look back on this moment that you found this video saying, wow, that was the best decision that I ever made. And I would not say this to you if it wasn't 100% true. You have nothing to lose. You come inside, you see the community, you see the wins board, you see what people have been talking about with your own eyes. You'll see the proof. So go ahead and join us. And thank you for watching. This was just a kind of a different vibe today. I wanted to just share something because I'm just so touched and inspired by all the wins that are not only going on for my community, but also happening in my life. I've been manifesting some amazing things, just like today, going to Nordstrom's and having my husband treat me to like the most beautiful dress because we're going to be going to these very elegant formal affairs and just like little things like that. Having this wonderful trip in the last couple weeks to Italy, things that I didn't necessarily expect were going to happen for me at certain points in my life, but you grow into the person that you're meant to be. And so, like I said, go ahead and click that link to join us. It's school, SK, spelled with a K, SKOOL.com/powerful dash manifestor dash mastermind. And go to the Believe app in the App Store, and I will see you on the inside. Hope to see you there really soon. Click the link to join. Talk to you soon. Bye.